Hi everyone, Anat Kessler here with a new video tutorial, and today we are making a really cool interactive infinity mini album. Yes, a never-ending mini album. It's really fun. You have a link to all the measurements in the description under the video, then you can go ahead and download. So we're going to score our first piece lengthwise at 2.5, turn it 90 degrees, and then score it at 2.5, 5, and 7.5. And once we've done that, we're going to go ahead and fold all the score lines that we did. And then we're going to make 7 more pieces exactly like it. So altogether we need 8 pieces folded the same exact way. So I've already gone and made them. So 8 altogether. Now we're going to assemble our infinity mini album. So we're going to align 2 pieces like this. We're going to make the folds turn outside like this. And we're going to align them like this and apply glue to 4 corners. You'll see that the score lines made 8 little squares on each of the pieces. So the corner is basically the top right, top left, bottom right, and bottom left squares. We're going to apply the glue and then attach a horizontal piece on the top and again a horizontal piece at the bottom. And you have to make sure they're perfectly aligned, otherwise your infinity mini album will not work. So apply glue to the bottom left and bottom right corners and attach a horizontal piece, aligning it with all the edges. You see that now the folds turn towards the inside. Okay, so wait a few minutes until it's dry, and then make sure that it's aligned, and then turn it 90 degrees and fold it towards the outside like this. And now we are ready to attach this next 2 parts. Now we're going to apply glue to the corners and the center squares. So the corners first, and then the entire center square. I like to work with liquid glue because it allows me to align the papers perfectly. Then horizontally attach another piece, aligning it perfectly with all the edges. And we're going to do the exact same thing on the bottom. Apply glue to both corners and the center square. And then attaching a piece horizontally, aligning it perfectly with all the edges. Again, wait a few minutes until it's dry. Turn it 90 degrees and fold again. Now we're going to attach the pieces, the final pieces. We're going to apply glue to the entire surface. Now it's important not to apply the glue on the score lines in between the little squares on the right, left, because then it will interfere with the folding of the infinity mini album. So first attach the top horizontal piece, aligning it with all the edges. Then we're going to repeat it and do exactly the same thing on the bottom. So basically now we are building the structure, the infinity structure, the structure that allows us to open it endlessly. And then we're going to attach and add interactive mechanisms to the inside and make it a mini album. So align the last piece, make sure it's dry, then let's see that it works. Everything folds properly like this. Okay, so the next step is to start adding our interactive mechanisms. So first we're going to fold 2 black pieces. You have all the measurements in the link in the description under the video. We're going to fold them in half. These are going to be flaps, and we're going to attach them to the first side of the interactive infinity mini album. Just apply glue to the bottom and attach it to the top center while it's opening towards the top like this. The second one is going to go on the bottom center, and it's going to be opening to the opposite side, namely to the bottom like this, and it will open one to the top and one to the bottom. Next, turn the card, open it, and then we're going to add 2 more mechanisms to the squares in the center. So we're going to make an opening mechanism. So we have here a square. We're going to score it in the center at 4 3/4, turn it, and then score again at 4 3/4. And now we're going to take our scissors or craft knife and a ruler and cut from the bottom along the score line to the center, only until the center. Then we're going to widen the cut just a little bit, maybe make it 1/16 of an inch wide. That will give us the room we need to fold the paper. You see, this cut is a little wider, just with the scissors. And then we're going to fold the bottom towards the top, and then to the left, and then to the bottom. And you have to make another piece like that, exactly the same. So we're going to have 2 of the same pieces. We're going to attach them to our infinity mini album. Apply glue to the bottom like this, and then attach it to the top square in the center, aligning it with the top and the sides. This one will open like this. The other one will open to the opposite direction. So make sure that you attach it in the right direction. Just opening it to make sure, and then aligning it. Now it can open, one like this and the other like that. Okay, next let's turn it, fold it. Our next mechanism, just making sure that it's folded properly. Okay, so for our next mechanism, I cut 2 of the squares in half, so I have 4 pieces, and we're going to score all of them horizontally at 4 3/4 and create a little flap on all 4 pieces, and we're going to attach them and make flaps, 4 flaps inside our mini album. Last piece at 4 3/4. Okay, so now we're going to attach them. I'm going to apply glue to the little flap that we created, and then attach it to the top, aligning it with the top and the right side. And under it we're going to attach another little flap the exact same way, aligning it with the side and the bottom, and of course the first flap that we've attached. The next two flaps are going to go on the bottom, but to the opposite, on the opposite direction, like this, and the last one on the bottom. Oops. Okay, so now we have our flaps opening like this, and our last mechanism, have to be careful when you fold it. Okay, our last mechanism, we're going to make pockets. So I'm just applying glue to 3 sides of the square, and I want to punch half a circle so it will be easier to remove or to insert and take out anything I put inside the pocket. So the first pocket has an opening towards the top. The second pocket will have an opening towards the bottom. So apply glue on 3 sides and attach it with the opening towards the bottom. Okay, so basically our Infinity interactive mini album is now ready, and all we need to do is to start covering the mini album with the papers. And again, you have all the measurements for all the cover papers in the link in the description under the video that you can go ahead and download. Basically have a few sizes of cover papers, and we're going to cover all the interactive mechanisms, the little squares on the sides, and everything in the mini album. I like to use the same paper collection so all the papers match on all sides of the album, and then makes it look a little prettier than just random papers. If you're wondering, I'm using Graphic 45 papers. This is the Floral Shop collection, filled with really pretty flower patterns. So you see for the sides we're using smaller squares that will allow the mini album to open and turn and flip like we need to. Okay, making sure that the papers are in the right direction, because I took a long strip and then cut it into smaller pieces so they'll match. So go ahead and cover your entire mini album with all the cover papers, and then you'll have an Infinity interactive mini album, which is really cool. This is how it looks when it's completely covered, including all the interactive mechanisms that we made. Isn't that pretty? This mini album is so cool, and you have room for so many photos here, so looks really cool and has room for lots of photos. These are the mini flaps, and finally we have our pockets. I really hope you like this video. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and click on the little bell icon to be notified when I upload a new video, so you won't miss anything and you'll be able to create all these pretty and easy projects. Thank you very much for joining me, and I will see you next time.